Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit mypillow.com.
As far as we're explained, we have a computer system. We put in the information from the customer into the computer system. Then it goes directly to FDLE. FDLE then puts that information into the NICS system, where it either comes back a non-approval, an approval, or we need to do more research. If it needs to do more research, it then comes back to the FDLE system. And FDLE has to do the research themselves since they've opted to take that on themselves. We've seen these false positives over and over.
Hey everyone, welcome to Battleground MTG. I'm on the road this week as Congress is not in session, and I just finished up a very important hearing in Congressman Matt Gaetz' district about the ATF. The ATF is an organization within the federal government that is involved in taking away your gun rights. How do they do it? Well, right now, since early 2021, under the Biden administration, the ATF has had a zero tolerance policy and has been targeting FFL owners.
Nothing I'm about to recommend in any way impinges on the Second Amendment. They're phony arguments suggesting that these are Second Amendment rights at stake from what we're talking about. But no amendment to the Constitution is absolute.
These are licensed firearm dealers, and they have been raiding gun stores all over the country with unconstitutional audits. This should not be happening. We had a very important hearing, and you're going to see a few clips from the hearing in this episode because there's things that you need to know. One of the things we talked about was the gun store in Georgia that's very close to my district called Adventure Outdoors. They were raided by the ATF. They're used to working with Georgia ATF agents. They're used to complying with the audits, which are important to do. But they were raided by the ATF unannounced with 16 ATF agents from all over the country. And guess what? Most of these agents were from blue states or blue cities. You know, the ones that do not respect your Second Amendment rights.
It made it harder for people to buy stabilized braces. Put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun.
Well, what they're looking for is they're looking for administrative errors. But let's talk about administrative errors that really happen. As you know, there is a background system called NICS. NICS is the federal background system that checks people's backgrounds before they're allowed to buy a firearm. Well, NICS has a 95% false positive rate on many of the people that pop and say they can't buy their firearms because of something in their background. But when 95% of these false positives are saying that people can't buy guns, when really in reality they should be, there's a problem. You see, many people have the same name. There's common names like Chris Smith or Joe Smith or something like that. And when people have the same name, there's false positives. They don't check their date of birth. They don't check their social security. And then the NICS system, the federal government, has administrative errors that create false positives. But yet when an FFL dealer, a licensed firearm dealer, has an administrative error, all of a sudden they're losing their ability to sell firearms, and there's no mercy for them on behalf of the ATF. This is wrong, this is unconstitutional, and it's putting many small business owners out of business. But let's talk about who the federal government should be targeting instead of legal gun owners and legal gun dealers. They should be targeting the criminals. Criminals are responsible for stealing over 380,000 firearms every single year. And what happens with these firearms? These firearms are used in more crimes against Americans. It's not the legal gun owners that are the problem. It's not the gun owners or gun stores selling guns that are the problem. It's the criminals that are stealing over 380,000 guns every single year, mostly from southern states like Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Florida, and other states. States that have gun owners and states that have strong laws protecting the Second Amendment. So the ATF zero policy should be targeting at criminals, because criminals are the ones that are not obeying the law in the first place. This is why we held this hearing. We're trying to expose the problems that exist, as always. And I have co-sponsored Matt Gaetz' bill, Abolish the ATF. It's the same bill that I introduced in the 117th Congress. This is what we're trying to get done. Here's a few clips from our hearing here in Florida about the ATF. You can check it out now.
The NICS system, just for everyone's information, has a 95% false positive. So 95% of the people that get denied the ability to buy a gun, it's a false positive. So it shows you how bad this government taxpayer-funded system is.
We're a manufacturer. We have the ability to do background checks and to sell to the public, but literally out of fear of the ATF and audits, because that seems to be the thing that they go after the most, we weighed the risk and reward and decided that it wasn't worth it to even register to be able to do it in NICS. So that's something that we voluntarily just don't do because the ATF scrutiny is too intense.
Or once you get your name on that government list, and especially when it comes to something related to like the Second Amendment, it's kind of important, it's kind of a big deal. It's going to cost you thousands of dollars. You're going to have to hire attorneys. You're going to have to appeal to get your name off of that list.
The Democrats will do everything they can to destroy the Second Amendment and take away your guns while they're funding a war in Ukraine to make sure that Ukrainians have their gun rights because they're being targeted. And this is outrageous, absolutely outrageous. And I'm very thankful, Representative Gaetz, that we're sitting in a room filled with people that care about this so much, because this is one of the most important issues that we can talk about. And I thank you for organizing this hearing today.